For my therapy session today, beginning to feel a little bit worn out. I haven't really been able to do much the last few days. Had a meltdown on Sunday, struggled. I think the hardest thing is to try to tell somebody how you're feeling. Even though people say you're not alone, in your head you're very alone. I have some good days, but then I have some days when I just feel the panic attacks coming on and I don't know why. If I can get the tools in this therapy to help me, then I do believe that with the hypnotherapy I know I can try to help myself through this. I'm beginning to realise that it's different from hypnotherapy. They can't just do a magic wand and it all goes. I suppose I went in there thinking either it will all go and by magic or it won't work at all. But how I'm feeling now is I do feel a bit alien to everybody else sometimes. I don't actually know how to say what's going on in my head. I now maybe appreciate it a lot more about when I'm doing my stuff, my teaching of the hypnotherapy, learning what I want to do. I think with this it's making me have a deeper insight of how vulnerable you can feel when you're opening yourself up to someone to actually help you, being on the other side. And sometimes you're almost sitting there jealous and you want to be in their seat rather than your own seat. You don't want to be sitting there talking about your problem. You'd rather be sitting on the other side not having the problem. They can't take it away from you, but to make it easier. Whereas with hypnotherapy, I suppose the thing with that is that they can take it away. But then what happens when something else happens and it comes back? So maybe you need to have this insight, which I'm having now, to really understand mental health from a very different level. And the horriblest thing is, it's a label. It's a label which people give you, mental health. And some people see it as a disease and they run away from you. And the scariest thing is that you realise that in your life you've been so kind and helpful to so many people, and you've loved and cared for them, and I have a lot, and all the charity work that I've done and everybody else that I've helped, and really the person who needed the help was me. But when it's come to me, people have sort of run away. Sometimes you can say that they've gone because they feel they don't know what to do or how to help you, but I think that's a easy way out for them, because it doesn't take a lot to just say, "Oh, you're okay, I'm here for you." You don't really have to do a lot to do that. Or someone just to say, "You're not on your own, even if I just stick the kettle on for you." Doesn't take a lot to do that. And someone just to say, "I'm here if you need me, you pick up the phone." Doesn't take a lot to do that. It's almost they run away as if it's something they're going to catch. But I'm now beginning to wonder to myself, do people run away because they actually have some kind of issues themselves which relate to them being too scared to think whether there is a mental issue? Because I do believe that a lot of people suffer anxiety, a lot of people suffer panic attacks, a lot of people have had some kind of form of bipolar. Because we're only human, we're bound to be unbalanced at some point, because there's the flight or fright. So we've all experienced the fight or flight in all sorts of situations, whether big or small. So if we've all experienced it, then we've all had some kind of mental trauma. But that still comes under the same category. I think the scariest thing is to deal with the unknown, because it's in your mind. If you're cut, you can see your cut. If you're being sick, you know you've got bellyache. But how do you deal with something that's in your head and there's a mental thing that you can't deal with, other than say that you're feeling that you're falling into a dark place? So I believe that it's a lot bigger and it's very scary, and I think that that's why people find it difficult to talk about, or try to avoid it, or look at it as a disease that it may catch, because they're too scared. It's like a horror movie. They're scared to watch a horror movie. And the ones that have had it want to help some, and some don't want to help because they're so scared that their own may come back because it was such a scary thing that happened to them. But after my meltdown on Sunday, I found that I need to pick myself up. I can't fall because there's so much I still want to do. I want to have a successful career again. I want to be able to go and work. I want to be able to help other people from where I'm going through myself. I want to be better at hypnotherapy. I don't want to just say I've got a master's at hypnotherapy. I want to be able to get into my own mind in order to get into other people's minds, and in order to actually know what's happening and tackle it for once and for all. And as hard as it is, I'll keep battling on. So even though the last few days I've just slept and slept, but there's got to be a way out. And I've got to know that I can do it myself before I can try to make other people better. Then I can't be a hypocrite, because I've got to know exactly what they're going through, and I've got to know exactly what I'm going through, and help myself in order to help others, which will also help me too. So that's where I am today.